Bristle. Viewing menus.
Hello, this is Dr. Robinson,
How
and
to teach.
today we are going to teach you how to teach yourself and or learn Nemeth. Maybe you're a parent, want to help your student or your child using the Focus 40 Braille display, and I'm using JAWS today, and we're going to use the Braille Math Editor and the Word Math Editor. So the first thing we need to do is go ahead and get that changed to Nemeth code because I switch between UEB Math and Nemeth based on who I teach. So let's just do an insert 6.
Word dash JAWS settings set.
I'm going to hush them up. I'm going to Control Shift D to set default.
JAWS settings center dash default.
I'm going to hush them up. I'm going to type in Braille space and an M, and I'm going to down arrow to Braille mode.
BAIE Braille M.
And I'm going to down arrow.
20. Braille mode structured. General Braille.
I'm going to hit F6 to jump over to all my options.
General page. Braille mode combo box structured. 2 of 3. Touch.
Okay, I'm going to just make a quick comment on check the boxes. Active cursor follows Braille display. Braille cursor follows active cursor. Especially if you're a new teacher and you want to see the cursor move and navigate along each page of words as you hear the auditory when you're with a student. Okay, I'm going to Alt F to language profiles. Alt F.
Alt F language profiles dialog.
I'm going to Alt D to my details.
Alt D language profiles dash language.
I'm going to hush them up. I'm going to go ahead and do Alt F to, and you're going to hear the math. And did I say F? Alt M to math, and we're going to change it to Nemeth.
Alt M for math. Use combo box. Unified English Braille Nemeth 1 of 2.
Yep. And I'm going to hit enter to say, yep, I'm done, and close.
Enter. Default left parent alt.
Hush them up again. And once again, you can do this in any dialog box. It doesn't matter where you're at. Enter is, yep, I'm done with that dialog. Please close. Enter.
Enter. JAWS settings center.
And we're back. And do make sure your Braille mode says structured, by the way, when you set default, because if you're wondering what's happening with your Braille display, it might not be unstructured. Anyway, Alt A to apply and enter.
Alt A. Enter.
Okay.
How to teach and learn UEB math using.
Now, I have my Braille viewer on. Those who have vision can look up in the top left-hand corner, and you're going to see that all underlined because it is highlighted.
Blank. Basic arithmetic.
Okay, and you can actually see that brailled out beautifully. So you're going to be able to visually see that up in my Braille viewer, but I also have it on my Braille display. So when I go into my Braille Math Editor, you will actually see what's on my Braille display also. But that's pretty much what's on my Braille display too. Okay, so what you're going to do is just type this math out on the keyboard. And then I'm going to show you, make sure you use Alt equals. So let me show you that way.
Enter.
You're going to do Alt equals.
Alt equals selected.
This is the Word Math Editor.
1.
Just type
plus
out.
2.
Especially if you're learning.
Plus 3.
Okay. And you can actually see that visually up in the Braille viewer, but I can also see that on my Braille display. And then what you want to do, oh, that's hilarious.
3 plus equals
on that?
3.
And then what you want to do is just Braille that out many, many times in that whole line. So you can constantly be referring back to those, the way the Braille is laid out. And then you'll get really, really good at that. Okay, so let's go ahead and go down.
Math content 1 plus 2 equals 3. Math content 20 minus 5 equals 15.
Okay, and then once you get really comfortable with this,
and blank,
you want to hit enter and then try to do it from memory.
Enter.
And I'm going to open my Braille Math Editor. I'm using my focus. I'm going to hit my space and then 3, 7, and 4, 6. And then I would say do the number sign.
3 dot 2.
But what you're going to discover is you don't have to do the number sign in here. And let me show you.
Space. Dots 3, 6. Dots 2, 6. Space.
And then equals.
Dots 4. Dots 1, 3. Space.
And let's see. 1 minus 5. Oh, yeah. You can't really do that. Okay. That's going to be negative.
Dots 3, 6.
4.
Dots 2, 5, 6.
Okay. Well, so I, have a very interesting.
How to teach and learn UEB math using focus display.
So once again, go ahead and hit the end key and then just keep brailing that out. And of course, keep reading it from the Braille display so your fingers become tactilely sensitive to all those numbers if you need to learn it tactily. Let's go ahead and go down arrow. 4 in space on my Braille display will do.
2. 2.
I'm going to go ahead and down arrow.
22. Math content 1 times 8 equals 8.
Okay, so once again, take a look at that. So now you're going to do you're going to do the .4, and then you're going to do 16.416. Now that you know that, you're going to hit your
End.
end.
Blank.
You're going to hit
Enter.
enter. We're going to open the Braille Math Editor.
Braille Math Editor. Equation edit. Type in a math expression. Press it. .2 space. .4. .16 space. .2 space. .4 space. .236.
Okay, and double check to make sure that really is correct, and hit enter.
How to teach and learn UEB math using focus display. Math content 8 divided by 2 equals 4.
So you're feeling your Braille display and you go, oh, okay, that's 4634, 4634. And of course, to keep that under your fingers, you just want to hit your end and then keep brailing that. And what I would suggest is keep brailing the symbol because the symbol is different. So let's go ahead and hit
End. Enter.
and enter. And let's go ahead and open your Braille Math Editor.
Braille Math Edit. .2 space. .46. .34 space. .2 space. Space. .256.
Okay, and then double check to make sure it's correct. And
How to teach and learn UEB math using focus display.
Lovely, 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 lovely. And once again, you're going to use your fingers. If you need to learn it tactily, go over it, and then you just want to braille it, re-braille it. But this is how you learn your Braille. You can just type it out, and it will be under the Braille Math Editor. It'll be in your Braille viewer. And then, of course, you can hear it, all of that also.
Blank. Algebra.
Let's move into algebra.
Math content 2x plus 5 equals 17. Right arrow 2x equals 2. Right arrow x equals 6.
Okay, so once again, you don't have to do number signs on all of those. Will automatically be inputted on that. The special character that you're probably not sure of is that, and we call it the ED contraction, it's the shape indicator arrow. So 1, 2, 4, 6 is the shape indicator, and then the arrow or the right arrow is going to be 1, 3, 5, okay? And once again, you want to hit your end key and then just do the arrow key, the arrow command several times in order to get it. So this is one way to write it. We're going to go down to buffer mode so you can actually solve algebraic problems. Typically, the teachers want you to do 2x plus 5 equals 17, hit enter and move down. I'm going to show you how you can have 2 lines of Braille on your Braille display. Okay, let's go ahead and hit end.
End equation.
And hit enter. And let's go ahead and open your Braille Math Editor.
Braille Math Editor. Equation edit. Type .2 .1 space .3 space .2 space .1 space .2 .2 space .1246 .135 space .2 space .2 space .2 space .12 space .1 space .1 space .235.
I kind of did that kind of fast, so I have to kind of look at it, make sure I actually did it correctly.
How to teach and learn UEB math using focus.
Speed is not always your best friend, but that absolutely actually worked out beautifully. So once again, you want to just go back and forth and braille that out many times, and you will get that. And that's true for any Braille or Nemeth or anything that you're trying to learn. That is the way to do it. So now let's go down to buffer mode.
Blank. Buffer mode.
Okay. So
Blank.
this is going to allow me to do 2 lines of math. One line is going to be on the left-hand side, and the other line of math is going to be on the right-hand side. I'm going to insert Alt-V.
Select Braille View dialog. List 1, list view, no split.
And I'm going to have to come back to that and turn off the split after I'm done, but I'm going to down arrow right now.
List 1, list view, buffered text, 2 of 8.
Okay, if you don't like how it lines up, like the first buffer, it's going to go to the left-hand side, and then when I braille in, it's going to be on the right-hand side. You can Alt-S here and swap the split if you want to. And always remember, go through all the options in this Braille View mode and then tab through all your options also. Right now, I'm just going to hit enter on buffered text.
Enter. Edit.
Okay, immediately take a look at my Braille Viewer up above, and what you actually see are 2 long lines. That is dividing my Braille display. That's on my Braille display also. So now when I braille out 2x plus 5 equals 17, that is going to come out, and I'm going to rebuffer it, and it's going to move it to the left-hand side. So I can continue to read the left-hand side in order to solve for it. So instead of using the arrows now, we're going to do algebra as it typically is done. I'm going to open my Braille Viewer.
Braille Math Editor. Equate .2 .1 space .space .space .2 .2356.
So, and actually it's going to be 2x plus 5. You got to solve that. And then, of course, you would open it and put 17. Enter.
How to teach and learn UEB math using focus display. End equation.
I'm going to re-buffer. So you see it on the left-hand side. When I re-buffer, we're going to see it on both sides. So you can actually solve. I'm going to do your left shift 2, 3. And now you see it on both sides. So now when I hit enter, I have got it and I'm prepared to go ahead and solve this. So let's go ahead and open the Braille Math Editor.
Braille Math Editor, equation edit, type dots 2 dots 1 space dots 4 dots 1 space dots 2 3.
Okay, and you're going to go ahead and hit enter.
How to teach and learn UEB math using focus display. End equation.
And of course, you can see how my solution that I just worked on is on the left-hand side, and the old math, line 1, is on the, did I say that wrong? Yeah, that dyslexia, let me tell you. So yes, left-hand side, and the 2x plus 5 equals 17 is on the right-hand side. I'm going to re-buffer, left shift 2, 3, twice quickly, and we're going to hit enter.
Enter.
Okay, and now, of course, you can see 2x equals 2. That is on the right-hand side. Let's go ahead and solve the next or the last part of this. I'm going to go into my Braille Math Editor.
Braille Math Editor, equate dots 1 space dots 2 3 5.
Pretty fast. So we've got x.
dots 2 Braille space dots 1 3 4 6. Dots 1 space dots 2 3 5.
Now you can left arrow
dots Braille space,
because let's say you do 2.4s and 2 6s or whatever.
dots 1 3.
It is so easy to correct that. So I can
dots 4 6 dots 1 3
and put it right back incorrectly. So you figure that out.
dots 1 3
space,
dots 4 6,
and you do it again. So it's really easy to make changes. I'm going to hit
enter. How to teach and learn UEB math.
Okay, I always highly suggest up arrow and re-listen to your problem to make sure it's correct.
Math content 2x equals 2.
Let's say we find a mistake in that. I'm going to reopen the Braille Math Editor.
Braille Math Editor, equation edit,
Okay.
dots 2 3 dots 1 3 4 6.
So anywhere along the line,
Braille space,
I can make a change. Maybe I don't want X.
dots 1 3 4 Y.
Y. Okay, well, I really don't.
Dots 1 X.
X. But now you can see how easy it is to make corrections because we're humans, we make mistakes, we have to have easy ways to correct it. I'm going to hit enter again.
Enter.
Beautiful.
How to teach and learn UEB math using.
So that is how you use a buffer mode, and that gives you the ability to go ahead and do it really easily and quick. You can read both sides of your math. If you're going to go into the STEM program, I highly suggest an 80-cell Braille display. Most are pretty good with 40 cells, but hey, you know yourself, you know how far you want to go with math, and longer is kind of nice. It's not as transportable as a 40 cell, but you need to make your decisions.
Math cont geometry colon.
Here we go. I'm going to control down arrow so we hear the whole information at once.
Problem colon, what is the area of a triangle with a base of 10 units and a height of 5 units?
Okay, control down arrow.
How to easily make corrections 1F.
I think that's supposed to say in math. Let's see.
End blank.
And let's go ahead.
Period. HTA 1 I.
Make corrections
in
math. How about that? I think that makes a little more sense. How to easily make corrections in math. Let's down arrow.
Math content open 1/2 times base times height equals 1/2 times 10 times 5 equals 25 squared close.
Okay. So for all the visual people, I need to turn off my buffer mode because that's going to kind of muck up my math. So I'm going to go ahead and insert Alt V.
Select Braille view die, no split, 1 of 8, enter.
Okay.
Edit.
Now you can actually look at my Braille viewer and it's going to make a whole lot more sense. I'm going to actually down arrow so I can move this up for all the sighted people so you can follow all the math along easily.
Blank, prop, blank, proc, blank, math, prop, trigger, blank, math content open 1/2 times base times height equals 1/2 times 10 times 5 equals 25 squared close.
Yeah, that's pretty gorgeous. I'm going to go ahead and hit
end equation.
And as long as it says end equation, I can hit enter.
Enter.
Okay, we're going to open up the Braille Math Editor again.
Content open
so
one.
The first thing I'm going to show you is how to quickly go, and you can do this with all the other math also, because you may want to do LaTex, which has been around for absolutely forever. But you can combine that, and it also gives you the ability to put all this math in line and make really quick corrections. I'm going to Control Shift equals.
Control Shift equals selected. Open parent 1 over 2 times quote B a period. SE quote comma times quote HEI period. GHT quote comma equals 1 over 2 times 10 times 5 equals 25 to the 2 comma close parent math content.
Yeah, we love that. So let's say
Home open
we
parent
actually need to
1
make that
over
1
2
I just want to show you how easy that is. I can hit delete.
times math
And
content
I can put
4.
4 and I can hit Control equals.
Control equals select.
And it instantly changes it back, but now it's 1/4 instead of 1/2. Okay, I want to change that back, so I'm going to Control Shift equals.
Control Shift equals selected. Home open parent 1 over 4.
4. I'm going to hit delete.
Times math 2.
Put 2 back, and I'm going to Control equals back to
Control equals selected. Open parent 1/2 times base times height equals 1/2 times 10 times 5 equals 25 squared comma.
Lovely. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and hit
End equation.
I'm going to hit
Enter. Braille Math Editor equation edit type dots 1456 dot 2 dots 34 dots 23 dots 34 space dot 4 dots 1 space dots 1.1 dots 2 dots 1 5 space dot 4 dots 1 space dots 1 dots 1 dots 2 dots 1 2 4 dots 1 2 dots 2 space dots 4 dots 1 space dots 1 4 5 dot 2 dots 3 dots 2 3 dots 3 space dot 4 dots 1 6 space dot 2 dots 3 5 space dot 4 dots 1 6 space dots 2 space dots 4 dots 1 space dots 2 3 dots 1 5 dots 4 5 dots 2 3.
Okay, so kind of did that kind of fast. So what's so great about this is I made a couple errors. So this is how easy it is to correct it. I'm going to left arrow.
Dots 2 dots 4 5.
I have no idea why there is an E there. That's hilarious. Let's go ahead and backspace. Well, I kind of do. I wanted a 5, right? 25. So I'm going to hit backspace.
Dots 1 5.
And let's go ahead and put a 5 in.
Dots 2 6.
Well, that looks a lot better. So very quickly, move back on your Braille display and read all your math in there to make sure it's correct. As soon as you are happy with that, you're going to hit enter.
Enter. How to teach and learn UEB math using focus display docs -word. How to teach and learn UEB math using.
So let me kind of show you a trick now. I'm going to go back into LaTex, Control Shift equals.
Control Shift equals selected 1 over 2 end equation 2 math content.
Let's say you forgot what the power of is. Let's backspace over there.
To the math content.
Now, most know Shift 6 is to the power of, so you just do a
Shift
6. And that gives you the clue on what it actually is. You can see that on your Braille display. And then, of course, when you right arrow, and you hit space, and then you're going to change
space 2 math content.
Back. So let's go ahead and
control equals selected 1/2 time.
Voila! Beautiful. Let's up arrow.
Math content 1/2 times base times height equals 1/2 times 10 times 5 equals 25 squared.
Now that was a lot more math. You might need to divide that up. You might just need to work on 1/2 times base times height, and then add on equals 1/2 times 10 times 5 equals 25 to the power of 2. But however you want to do that, there are options. Very nice and easy. Let's go ahead and then
blank.
I'm going to get rid of some blanks.
Blank.
Okay, and I'm going to down arrow so I can move this back into view easily.
MathCat blank, enter.
Times
Math problem trigonometry with alt equals.
Okay, so we can do trigonometry just as easily with the Braille Math Editor, but maybe you want to use alt equals. So let's go down to our math problem.
Find math ROBLEM FIND space equation S.
Okay, here's our equation.
Sierra.
So you're going to put your fingers on your Braille display and you're going to immediately see that theta is 461,456. Okay, so you can very easily Braille this out and it's going to be a whole lot faster Brailling it out, but we're going a different route this time. I'm going to Control Shift equals so you can see.
Control Shift equals selected sin theta I period F theta equals 30 degrees math content.
Yep. Control
equals selected sin theta I period F theta equals 30 degrees.
Beautiful.
End blank.
And I'm going to hit
enter.
Now I'm going to do all equals. This is the Word Math Editor. It works just like the Braille Math Editor, except I'm going to be typing it out. I could Braille it out also, but I want to show you you have both options because maybe you don't know enough Braille yet.
Alt equals selected.
Okay.
SIN sin backslash THETA
theta
autocorrect : space if.
Okay. backslash
THETA theta autocorrect colon italic small space equals
equals
space 3
30.
0.
And I'm going to show you a really cool thing. Maybe you forgot what the command is to degree. Insert number 4.
Select a symbol to print dialog. D list 1 D D degrees 23 of 93.
And
Enter. Print edit.
And you can instantaneously see what the degrees is, okay? That is how fabulous this is. We're going to open this in the Braille Math Editor also. And I'm going to hit enter first and then go up and then open in the Braille Math Editor.
Enter.
Whoops.
Undo.
I did not mean to do that.
End. Blank.
And always make sure it says end before you hit enter.
Enter.
Okay, now up here.
Math content sine theta if theta equals 30 degrees.
Okay, and now open it in your Braille Math Editor, space 3746.
Braille Math Editor equation edit contains text. Type in a math expression. Press insert plus F1 for more help.
So trigonometry has all sorts of wonderful new symbols for you. So you want to learn them all very well. I'm going to hit enter. End.
Dots 1, dots 4, 5.
So it will actually tell you what the dots are. So 4, 5.
Dots 4, 6.
4, 6.
Dots 1, 6.
1, 6. That's the degree mark. But insert number 4 has all sorts of phenomenal symbols, like the multiplication symbol that maybe you just knew the dot and you needed to use the cross, or the division mark. Anyway, insert number 4 is just a wonderful little gift also in knowing commands. Hit escape.
Escape.
Once again,
how to teach it blank.
Highly suggest brailing that out lots of times in order to learn that.
Capes math content.
Okay, here we go. New one. Insert up arrow.
Math content solution colon sin 30 degrees equals 1/2.
Love that. Okay, I'm going to hit my end.
End equation.
I'm going to hit enter.
Enter.
I'm going to do alt equals.
Alt equals selected. Math S I N sin 3 0.
We're still going to pretend I forgot. I cannot remember what that degree is. I'm going to go ahead and insert number 4.
Select a symbol to D list D degrees 23. Enter. Print edit space equals space 2
1/2. And lovely, lovely. It moves it into professional mode. It is so gorgeous. Let's go ahead and hit
end equation. Enter.
Enter and up arrow and listen.
Math content sine 30 equals pre-super degrees 1/2.
Okay, beautiful. Now, if you don't like that degrees so far away, once again, Control Shift equals.
Control Shift equals selected sin comma 30 comma the end equation.
Okay,
Math 2 over 1 equals degrees. Math content.
Backspace, and I'm going to go ahead and Control equals.
Control equals selected sine comma 30 degrees equals 1/2.
Yeah. So all sorts of incredible skills, but I'm telling you, the LaTeX, even if you don't want to memorize all the LaTeX, learning how to manipulate it, because as soon as you braille it in or type it in, you can go into the LaTeX mode and make quick, really quick changes. Let's go ahead and down arrow.
Blank calculus with alt equals colon.
Okay. Once again, we're just using alt equals. You can easily use the Braille Math Editor.
Problem colon find the derivative of math content fx equals 3x squared plus 2x plus 1.
Hit
end blank.
We're going to do alt equals.
Alt equals selected math content.
Okay, on the keyboard.
F. Left pair x. Right parent.
See, I'm
space
much slower
equals
on the keyboard, but
3
that just is what it is.
X.
Okay, to the power
3x
of
caret 2
plus
space 2x plus 1.
Okay, and
enter.
And let's up arrow and listen.
Problem colon end equation 1 math content plus x equal x equate space.
And now let's go ahead and listen.
Equation comma math x equals math 3 x plus 2 x plus 1 space.
Okay, and it's on the Braille display. It's on the Braille Math Editor. It's on the Word Math Editor. They're all there to help you learn Braille.
Blank.
Delete. Let's move it up.
S.
Okay.
Problem solution colon math content fx equals fraction d over dx and fraction times open 3x squared plus 2x plus 1 close equals 6x plus 2.
Lovely. Let's move it into the LaTeX.
O-L-U-T-I-O-N colon space equation comma math x.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and Control Shift equals.
Control Shift equals selected F open parent x close parent equals d over dx comma open parent 3x to the 2 plus 2x plus 1 close parent equals 6x plus 2 math content.
Yep, and now I'm going to Control equals.
Control equals selected F of x.
I'm going to open it in the Braille Math Editor also.
Braille Math Editor equation edit contains text.
Okay.
Type in the math expression.
So you have the option of learning every single symbol if you have forgotten anything. I'm going to hit escape and get out.
Escape.
I'm going to hit
Out attend. Blank.
I'm going to hit enter.
Enter.
And I'm going to be using Alt equals.
Alt equals selected. Math
and
content.
typing it
F.
out. Here we go.
Left parent. X. Right pair space. Equals space. D.
Yeah, I'm just not
Slash.
as fast
D.
on the keyboard.
X. DX. Left parent. 3. X. 3x caret 2. Plus. Space. 2. X. 2 plus. 1. Right parent. Space equals. Space 6. X. 6x. Plus. 2.
Okay, there we go. And enter.
Enter.
And
Math content fx equals fraction d over dx and fraction times open 3x squared plus 2x plus 1 close equals 6x plus 2.
okay, so let's say I goofed someplace. I'm going to Control Shift equals.
Control Shift equals selected F open
going
and
to
equation. Home F math
home,
content. Foxtrot
right
open
arrow.
x closed equals d over d.
Well, I could easily.
Delta x math e.
See that? Easily erase.
E math d.
Let's go ahead and
Space
go
open pair 3.
Maybe I don't want a 3. Maybe I want a
X math content 4.
4. Okay, so that just shows you how incredibly
4 math 3.
easy it is to edit. You can also do this on the Braille Math Editor much easier than you can. So I'm going to actually change it back to Control.
Control equals selected.
Let's say you found an issue there. So you're going to open the Braille Math Editor.
Braille Math Editor equation edit contains text.
And
Type
you can route your cursor to anything. And very quickly, and you routing the cursor won't tell you, but if you left
dots 1 4 5 6 dots 1 4 5
and maybe you wanted that to be something else,
dots 3.
and you can easily and very quickly change that. So that is how wonderful that option is also. I probably don't want a 3 there. I probably want a D back.
Dots 2 5 D.
Okay. But anyway, I just wanted to show you how easy it is to make a correction in your Braille Math Editor also. So it's totally up to you what option you want. There are so many. Hit
Escape.
And
How to
that
teach it.
is how you can teach it. So you can do it on your computer. You can be ready for your student, because we already pretty much know what our student is going to be doing by talking to the math teacher. We can all be prepared, and then of course teach the student the symbols and all the tricks, so they can easily teach themselves. If they're at home and they can't remember a symbol, they can type it out and immediately learn the new Braille. So
top how to teach and learn Nemeth using focus display. Left parent brilliant works well, also right parent.
Yeah. So we have a graphic here, and as any screen reader user knows, there are often a lot of graphics that are sent to us in order to do the math, and we know they're totally inaccessible to the screen reader. So I'm actually going to hit my applications key. I'm going to go down to copy this, and I'm going to put it through MathKicker to make it perfect math. Let's go ahead and applications key.
Applications, context menu to navigate. Save copy image 3 of 8.
Down arrow to copy image and hit enter.
Enter. Leaving menus. Algebra 0.
I know when I opened Chrome, I opened MathKicker first, so I can Control 1. You can also Control Tab, but I'm going to Control 1.
Control 1. MathKicker. I Google Chrome.
Okay, I'm going to use the command Alt-V to paste that. If I ever forget a command, I can hit my applications key and, of course, go down to all the other options. I'm going to Alt-V. Listen for 2 chimes, because that's when we know it is completely translated into our beautiful math. Alt-V.
Alt-V. Paste converted image button to activate. Press space bar. Edit. Type in text.
Okay, so we heard the 2 chimes, and of course, nothing is speaking. If you have a Braille display, you can see it on your Braille display. If you're an auditory learner, go ahead and just Control Home, and either way, you're going to hear that you've got your math. Control Home.
Top name date.
Great, and down arrow.
Blank. Solving quadratic simple worksheet.
That's what we're going to do.
Blank. Directions. Solve each equation. Blank. 1 graphic x2 graphic minus graphic 8x7 equals 0.
Okay, and I'm just going to hush them up because I want to move right arrow past the number 1 and get right to my math.
1. Right bracket space. X caret 2 minus 8x plus 7 equals 0 period. No description of.
Lovely. We know, and if you've ever watched these before, I'm going to hit F2 to get into my editor.
F2. Modal dialog. To navigate use tab. Expression section. X2 button.
Okay, we know we need our cursor off all the time that we're in here. So if I right arrow and I hear caret 2, I know my cursor popped on. Let's right arrow.
-8x button to activate. Press
Beautiful.
7 button to equals button to act 0 button to activate. Press space bar.
Lovely.
Chat GPT. Math Kicker. I Google. Expression section 7 equals 0 button to activate. Press space bar.
Okay, so right off the bat, I'm going to just go ahead and deal with that constant because that's the easiest thing to do.
Equals 7 button to activate. Press space bar.
Okay, and at that point, I'm going to control right arrow, which will instantaneously move that 7 to the right-hand side of my equals and make it a negative. Control right arrow.
+7. Math Kicker. I document. Math Kicker. I mode.
Okay, I'm going to hush them up each time so I can actually talk. And I'm going to right arrow so you can keep listening to what I'm doing.
-7 button to activate. Press space bar.
So I went to the right of the equals. Sure enough, it did change it to a -7. Let's go ahead and we need to now complete the square on the left-hand side. And to complete the square, we need to take half of the coefficient of x. Let's go find it. Left arrow.
Equals button. -8x button to activate. Press space bar.
And there we are. We need to square it and then this square to both sides of the equation. The coefficient of x is -8, as we just heard. So half of this is -4, and squaring -4 gives us 16. We want to do it to both sides, which is Alt B. Alt B.
Alt B. Enter what you want to apply to both sides. 1, 6.
I'm just typing 16, and that should instantaneously put it on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. Enter.
16. Enter. Math Kicker. I document. Math Kicker. I modal dialog.
Okay, I'm actually going to right arrow through the math problem to truly make sure it did.
-8x button. 16 button to activate.
Yep.
Equals -7. 16 button
Beautiful.
to activate. Press space bar.
Well, while I'm on the right-hand side, let's go ahead and just deal with 16 minus 7. So I'm going to select it with spacebar.
Space. 16 selected.
Move to the left.
-7 button to activate.
And
Space.
spacebar.
-7 selected.
I'm going to replace this Control R with 9. Control R.
Control R. Replace -769.
9 and enter.
Enter. Math Kicker. I document. Math Kicker. I modal dialog. Expression section 9.
Okay, so now we need to rewrite the left-hand side as a perfect square. So let's get to the left.
Equals button to 16 button to activate. Press space bar.
Start selecting with spacebar. Space.
Space. 16 -8x space -8 x2
left.
button to act space x2 selected.
Okay, we know we need to do Control R to replace that. Control R.
Control R. Replace x2 8x16 with edit. Left parent x dash 4. Right parent.
The power.
2.
Okay, and enter.
Enter. Math Kicker. I document. Math Kicker. I modal dialog. Expression set.
Okay, we're moving through this pretty nicely. Now we need to go ahead and take the square root of both sides. Once again, Alt B. And this time we're going to use the letter R for radical. So Alt B to both sides.
Alt B. Enter what you want to apply to both R.
R for radical.
2.
2. Square it. Enter.
R2. Enter. Math Kicker. I document. Math Kicker. I modal dialog. Expression section. Square root of x -4 2 button.
Okay, let's go ahead and just deal with that. Since we're right there, we're going to hit spacebar.
Space. Square root of x -4 2 selected.
Control R.
Control R. Replace SQRTX 4 2 x dash 4.
And enter.
Enter. Math Kicker. I document. Math Kicker. I modal dialog. X button to activate. Press.
Okay, let's right arrow and listen.
-4 button to activate. Equals button to activate. Press space. Square root of 9 button to activate. Press space bar.
Okay, let's deal with that.
Space. Square root of 9
Control R.
selected. Control R. Replace SQRT.
Now, we know this needs to be a plus or minus. So backslash PM and the square root of 9 is 3. And
enter. Math Kicker. I document. Math Kicker. I modal dialog. Expression section. +or-3 button.
Okay, we're getting very close. We're almost there to getting X all by itself. Let's left arrow.
Equals button to -4 button to X button to activate. Press space bar.
Okay, let's right arrow to -4.
-4 button to activate. Press space.
Right off the bat, we know we need to move that to the right-hand side. So control right arrow.
-4. Math Kicker. I document. Math Kicker. I modal dialog.
Okay. And let's go ahead and right arrow.
+or-3 button to activate. Press space bar.
So we can decide, actually, do we want to do the plus or do we want to do the minus first? I'm going to go ahead and do the plus first, and then I'm going to hit enter, and we're going to insert all this information, and then I'm going to show you how to use your Alt equals directly in MathKicker, just like you do in Word, so we can go ahead and get our other answer of 4 minus 3, which is 1. Let's space bar.
+or-3 selected.
Right arrow.
4 button. Space. 4
bar.
selected.
Once again, we're going to do the plus. We want to do Control R to replace that.
Control R. Replace PM 3 4 with
7 and enter.
Enter. Math Kicker. I document. Math Kicker. I modal dialog. Expression section 7 button to activate.
7. Let's left arrow and listen.
Equals button. X button to activate. Press space bar.
Beautiful. Okay, we've got our X equals 7. Let's hit enter.
Enter. Main region. Edit. Type in text.
Okay, and up arrow.
Graphic X equals 7 graphic.
Okay, so we're not quite done with that. We still need to put our other answer of
graphic.
Enter.
Enter.
Okay, we need X equals 1. So here we go. Alt equals.
Alt equals. Enter the expression equation modal dialog. Edit. Blank. Type in text.
Okay, So we had
X
x
equals
equals, and this time we're going to do
4
4
underline
minus
3
3. Whoops, I did a
3
dash.
underline dash 3
X equals 4 minus 3. Let's go ahead and hit enter.
enter main region edit type and text modal dialog to navigate use tab X button to activate press space bar
Let's go ahead and solve that. Right arrow.
equals but 4 button to activate press space
Select it
bar
with
space
space.
4 select minus
Right
3
arrow.
button to add space minus 3
Space.
selected.
Okay, we're going to replace that with Control R.
Control R replace 4 3 with equals
Which
modal
is
1
and
enter
enter.
math kicker I
Do Alt M to do a matrix.
Alt M enter LaTex expression to generate.
Okay, so I'm going to type out exactly how you know. M is matrix.
M
What do I want to create? I want to create a 2 by 2 matrix, so it's going to be
2 2
2. I want this to be A, so I'm going to do a capital A.
A
And then I'm going to hit enter.
M22 enter document read only matrix editor modal dialog A11 0.
Okay, so I'm in A11. So this is just like any spreadsheet that you're going to be in. It's 1 1. What should be there? It's going to be 2.
2 A11 2.
Okay, A11 2. So I need to right arrow to my other because I created a 2 by 2.
A12 0.
Okay, and it's 0 right now. I want it to be 4.
4 A12 4.
I'm going to right arrow.
A21 0.
Okay, I'm in A21. I'm in the second row now. I want it to be 1.
1 A21 1.
Okay, and of course I typed in 1. I'm going to right arrow.
A22 0.
Okay, and it's 0, and I want to make it 2.
2 A22 2.
Now you can up and down arrow, left and right, it doesn't matter. If you start out with right arrow, then you're knowing you're moving left to right and then down left to right. But you can do it however you want. I'm going to hit enter on that.
Enter main region edit type and text.
Okay. And I have another beautiful A equals, it's a 2 by 2 matrix, 2 4 1 2. Once again, let's just see if it will read. Like I said, F9 is our friend.
Graphic.6 graphic A equals graphic matrix A 2 and 4 graphic 1 and 2.
Well, looky there, and it read perfectly. Once again, you really want to F9 really to make sure those do read correctly. So let's down and create B.
Graphic.6
teacher. Anyway, make sure you know how to solve your algebra. So I'm not going to go through the steps on how to solving algebraic problems. That's in other videos. Today, I'm just going to go over how we create this Desmos graph. So we're going to find the value of x. And if you do not know how to emboss yourself, hopefully you just have a great transcriber who has provided a fabulous tactile format linear pair so that you can feel that. If the work literally is you need to produce this graph, of course, you're going to produce it, and then you need to produce a visual graph for your teacher. Our math problem today is 7x plus 23 plus 21x minus 11 equals 180. Right off the bat, I'm hoping ding, 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 180 kind of hits your brain a little bit, and I'll tell you why. Because if you simplify it, y equals 28x plus 12, and you solve for y, and guess what? It's 180. Keep that number in mind because that's going to determine your settings in Desmos. Otherwise, your graph will not come out correctly. So your x and y always determine what your graph is going to look like and how you're going to change your settings in order to make this emboss correctly for you, and of course, in order to for the teacher to see all your lines. X equals 6, easy peasy. So we're going to answer, you can answer a written out comment. Most teachers accept this, and this is how you would write it out. And then, of course, you're going to paste your graph because she knows you can't see. So you might just go in and just pumping out problems, and maybe your graph is actually coming out incorrectly. Maybe you don't know that you're supposed to put your solutions in dots. So this is how you're going to write it out. Here's the graph equation. You type it out in parentheses, 7x plus 23 plus 21x minus 11 equals 180, close that parentheses. And you're going to tell her what color you have picked for your dots and your solid line. Now I'm just going to put like I've chosen this, but I'm going to pick whatever color when I'm in Desmos. So the vertical green dashed line represents the solution of x equals 6 because yes, sometimes kids mix up their x and y. So she needs to see that you truly understand that. And the horizontal blue dashed line shows the value of y equals 180. The red point marks the intersection where the equation equals 180, which of course is our problem 7x plus 23 plus 21x minus 11 equals 180. When you have to produce the graph, Alt print screen to paste a visual into the work for the teacher, and of course that written out explanation. And some teachers won't even require you to print screen because the teacher figures if you know how to write out your answer correctly, you're probably good to go to produce it. But I highly suggest practice, 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 because you're going to need to be able to produce graphs down the road, and you want to become an expert at that. The only way we become really good at anything is practice, practice, practice. Okay, and then you're going to emboss a copy for yourself, and we have a beautiful graph down there visually for all those visual teachers. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to produce this in Desmos.
Shift Windows left arrow.
And let me Alt Tab.
Desmos graphing
Here we
calculator
go.
Google Chrome to move to an item.
I'm using Chrome today. Edge works great. Firefox most often works really good. So pick your browser that works the best that week, because as we know, we always get updates and things break. That's the reason why you need more than one browser, but also realize all the commands are pretty much the same, so you don't have to freak out about that. So the commands in Desmos pretty much start with Control and Alt. So it's just memorizing what letter goes with what. I want to get to the edit box. I want to make sure I'm in the edit box. I'm going to Control Alt E.
Alt Control E. Desmos graphing calculator.
Lovely.
Desmos graphing calculator. Expression list region. Expression 1 edit. Blank.
Okay.
G
So,
edit. Desmos.
So you heard the pop, it worked great, and we're going to put this simplified solution in there of y equals 28x plus 12. You can also Alt-Tab back to your Word. Maybe you have some memory issues on that. You can actually select it out, copy it, and paste it in also. That's just a little trick that you might want to know.
Y equals 2, 2, 8, 8, x.
And
28x, 1, 2.
So I'm typing
Y
it out on
equals
the
28x.
keyboard. I'm going to tell you this would be a lot faster on my Braille display. I do have my Braille display up, but I'm going to go ahead and type it out on the keyboard, because I am going to tell you, based on your Braille display and your screen reader and whatnot, your Braille display may not work. So I'm just going to be typing this out. So we've got our beautiful simplified answer there, y equals 28x plus 12. If you're visual, you're looking at that graph going, what? That looks so funny. Keep that in mind, because our x and our y are not set up correctly. You must change your settings based on your math problem, or it will not look right at all. Okay, we're going to hit enter. We're going to solve all of this first, and then I'm going to show you how to change your settings so your graph will actually look correct. Okay, enter.
12, enter, expression 2 edit.
I'm going to hush them up. We know our first solution is y equals 180.
Y equals 1, 8, 0, 0, y equals 1.
And I'm going to hush them up. Once you get to 180, right off the bat, you're going to think, okay, when I get to my y, is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 going to fit on my graph? Absolutely not. So you can think, okay, I could change it to 100. You're going to understand what I'm saying in just a moment. Or 200 in order to make my graph appear on this visual structure. Because just picture yourself walking 100 steps or 200 steps. Somehow you have to fit 180 in this graph, and visually it pretty much goes to 14 by default. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You have to adjust your settings in order to get your math worked in here. I'm going to hit enter and put my next solution of x equals 6.
180x equals 6.
Okay.
6. X equals
Lovely.
6.
Well, x equals 6. Guess what? That's within 14. That's going to show up. That y equals 100. 180 is way, way up. That y. We're going to fix that in a moment. So actually, I think we're going to fix that before I show you how to do the dashed lines, because I want you to, if you're visual, be able to see this. And we already know Alt-T will graph all these lines. Absolutely do that. If you do not have sight and you're just a screen reader user, make sure you do all the tracing of your graph, okay? That's Alt-T, and of course, your screen reader will tell you that. So we are going to go to your graph settings. So guess what? Control-Alt-G. Control-Alt-G. All of these commands are under your insert F5 if you forget, and when you're beginning, you will forget. We all do. So just insert F5, open them up, and you will quickly start memorizing them.
Alt Control G, graph settings, controls region, graph settings region, display size group.
I'm going to hush them up. So if you're low vision, absolutely go here and adjust this so you can visually see it better. You can change your contrast, your letters, your numbers, anything you need to see it better. I'm going to tab in because once again, it is about seeing. And guess what? Your fingers see better with less clutter. And you have minor and major lines in here. So get rid of the minor so you can easily read the major lines when you emboss this out. That's where we're going to tab right now.
Reverse contrast, Braille mode check, grid checkbox check, Cartesian grid top, polar grid top, arrows checkbox, axis numbers checkbox checked. A clear check mark, press space bar.
That's good. Absolutely. Keep that. You don't want to be spending all your time going 1, 2, 3, 4 and crossing across your axis or counting across your axis. Keep your numbers. That's the whole point.
Minor grid lines checkbox checked. A clear.
Get rid of it. Space bar.
Space not checked.
Okay. Now, our x-axis is going to be good. So as I tab, you're going to hear, basically, like I said, it's 14 on up, right, left, up, and down. We're going to pass that. We're going to go to our y-axis because we know y equals 180. That's where it's going to be essential to change the numbers so we can get this into view. You need it into view for visually and for your fingers. So let's start tabbing.
X-axis checkbox checked. A clear label edit. Blank.
Yes, you can label this, you can do all this, but remember, you're doing homework. Typically 10, 15, 20 problems, whatever. You need to be able to do the math, get it done, and rarely do teachers require labels. But if you need to, there you go.
X-axis minimum, negative 14.5410. Yep, X-axis maximum, 14.
I mean, you could adjust that a little bit. It is x equals 6. So that's totally up to you. If you want to put it down to 10 or 8, kind of play around with this, see what you like the best. So keep tabbing.
X-axis steps, Y-axis checkbox checked. Yep. Label edit. Y-axis minimum, negative 8. Yep.
There's our big problem. Okay, so we want something above 180. So I'm just going to choose 200. So my first number is going to be negative 200. And I'm going to tab and then put 200 again. So that's going to be my scale there. So negative 200.
Dash 2, 200, 200.
Tab.
Y-axis maximum 200.
Okay, so if you're visual, you can instantaneously see your graph change, and beautiful, you now actually see all your lines. Now, typically, you can enter and get out, but we're going to just escape and get out. Based on your updates, we already know our boxes and our technology works a little bit differently. I'm going to hit escape and get out.
Escape, graph settings button menu.
Okay, you're stuck on your graph settings. That's not where we want to be. We want to control Alt E. We need to get back to our numbers because now we need to change our solutions to dotted lines. Control Alt E.
Alt Control E, expression list region, expression 1.
I'm going to hush them up.